Hello, everybody. Today, the topic of discussion is fallacies of argument. So, the term defined fallacies in simple terms are the known errors in an argument. These errors then weaken the argument, causing fallacies, which may be created unintentionally or they may be created intentionally in order to deceive other people. The understanding of fallacies is used to help you look critically at an argument and move away from the weak but rather towards the strong end of continuum. And the way fallacies was defined in our notes this week, I enjoyed the last bit that basically said think of them as penalties called in games, which, if you think about it, it's like a really fun way to define the term because in my head, the penalties are all the disagreements in whatever argument that we're talking about. The fallacy that I was given was the no true Scotsman, which is making what could be called an appeal to purity as a way to dismiss relevant criticism or flaws of an argument. Okay, this specific fallacy in is a claim from the opposing side that is trying to extract your own identity from an argument based on personal rejection or any flawed understanding of what you are connected to or what you are a part of. And basically, like what that means to me is like the opposing side of the argument is trying to tell you that you are not a part of something because you don't fit into category A, B, or C, or you're not doing A, B, C, or you didn't say this, or you didn't look like this, so you can't be a part of this, or you didn't do this, so you can't be a part of this. Um, It is important to know the danger of this type of fallacy because it can make you unsure of who you are and what you stand for by simply disconnecting you from your own belief about who you are. So if you tell me that I'm not a part of a group because I didn't do one specific thing that you deem is important and that you deem is what you're supposed to do to be a part of that group, I'm going to feel disconnected and I'm going to feel like, well, gosh, I'm not a part of that group because I didn't do this one specific thing is very diminishing as a person. Um, it is errors created about your personal purity that can cause confusion and mistrust. Um, it can cause fear of coexisting without conflict with two opposing sides. Um, and it also makes it where outsiders that aren't a part of your specific group lack understanding, which creates barriers, which is why arguments even arise because this person either is really intentionally lacking the knowledge to understand your group or just don't even care because some people argue just to argue. Um, but yeah. The dangers of this fallacy are um, just disrupting your known reality. Because if I say that I'm a part of a group in my head, that's what I am. That's who I am. That's my identity. That's my reality that I'm living in. Now you're taking that away from me by telling me that I'm not a part of this. It's important to stay away from those who lack credibility. It's a must you find the truth in each argument to create some sort of reassurance for yourself and others. And we must know fallacies so we cannot disconnect from our own rightness. There's just more things to be aware of. So some fallacies, examples that I wanted to speak on was, I'll just read it. People at my old school deemed me as not being a real black girl, aka whitewashed, because I did not present myself in a form that adhered to the stereotype of how a black woman should be. This is disconnecting me to what could be called an appeal to purity, In this case, my racial identity is a purity being tarnished, and it is being dismissed and deemed as flawed. Basically, it's just a policing of my identity. So you're telling me that I can't be a black girl because I don't look like this. My vernacular isn't what you deem the stereotypical black girl. Um, like this is the box of a black girl, which is about 75%. This is 75% of all the stereotypical black girls, right? And around that box, this little 5% of black women that are able to coexist outside of the stereotype. And those are always deemed black girls that are not really a part of the black community because we aren't deemed as your average black girl. So, another fallacy I had was Christians cannot be a part of the LGBT community and believe in God at the same time because they're two very different opposing groups and they cannot coexist together from an argument standpoint to some people. Um, some key notes that I put about this was showcasing your identity on a larger and vast scale. What is the right way to act when a part of a group? Can you be Christian and still be gay, or can you be gay and still believe in God? Um, and this is just hasty generalization amongst the entire group. Hated for living in your truth, escaping the criticism of outside forces, and then what is true or pure forms of these groups. What is a true Christian? What is a true member of the LGBTQ? Because each group has their own criticism. They criticize each other. Christians criticize each other, and gay people criticize each other. Um, so it's really hard to say because we all generalize each other. We all pin pin each other against each other because everybody has their own definition of what is right in their own specific group. Um, some insight and takeaways. The importance of understanding the common fallacy labels is that they provide an efficient way to communicate criticism of someone's reasoning. As we As we continue to grow in this world, these are important tools to use that are going to further our learn, distinguish language and communication. The odds will be more in our favor having these tools of discernment going into the real world. It's really going to be important to know how to use fallacy, how to break down fallacy, how to understand fallacy when you're talking to anybody, your family, friends, priest, any group that you're a part of, anybody that seems to have a voice. These are going to be really important tools as you get older. I'm definitely going to use these tools going into the future. Um, and that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for listening.